Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes tribe members. I am Jessica from Willow Vibes Intuitive Vibes, and I'm here to do a collective message. But um, I know I sound wicked stuffed up all of a sudden, and it just literally came out of fucking nowhere. Okay, so I don't know, I had a specific person on my mind, and then like I don't know. I've been fine all day. Yeah, my nose has been runny and whatever in different readings and throughout multiple days, but I haven't been congested. Like, I haven't felt this, like, sinus pressure or anything. And I wasn't sneezy or anything. And then I was thinking about it, and all of a sudden I walk into my room and I could not stop sneezing, like out of fucking nowhere. I hadn't done that all day or nothing. I was just like choo 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 whatever, like the train. I was choo choo chewing along. So I don't know. I'm not gonna go into details because it's personal for me, but there was someone specific that I was asking questions about, pertaining to myself, like, intentions and shit like that, because anytime I ask about anyone specific, I only ask about what I need to know, because I don't care about your life, their life, whoever's lives. You know what I mean? Like, I do care about your lives, but I don't care enough to dive into it personally. Do you know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm using the pendulum, and every time I use the pendulum, I've never had a fucking problem. And I didn't really have a problem per se using it, but I always put my hand down, like on the table, so like the pendulum's doing whatever the hell it's doing, over my hand because it helps with energy. That's how I use it. You can use it however the hell you want to if you do that. But anyways, this has never happened. That's what I want to say. Um, I like had my hand down and the pendulum over it, and I'm asking a couple questions. Personally, my hand started fucking burning, asking about a specific person. And I'm like, it hurt so bad I stopped. I'm like, okay, I'm ending the session. Goodbye. This is over kind of thing. It it hurt. It fucking hurt my hand. I have never, ever, ever had that happen. Never. I've used the pendulum for myself, other people, for stupid shit, stupid questions, serious questions about this person, that person, whatever. That has never fucking happened until tonight. That hurt. It hurt so bad. It hurt my hand so bad that I stopped and I was like, I don't even care. Like, no, I don't want to know. I don't care. And it's kind of crazy because usually when I use the pendulum, I already know what the answer is going to be before it even sways whichever fucking way it's going to go. So it's nothing that I don't know, but that was weird. Like, that was fucking weird. I'm sorry, it was. And I'm real with you guys, like 1,000%. When I experience certain things, I love to share it just because it's cool. Sometimes it's like, oh, this confirmation is awesome. I want to share it with you guys. So I do that, but I also do it not just because I find it awesome and fun and just amazing, because spirit is amazing. I share it because I want to help. I want to help you guys decipher your own intuition and whatever's going on with you, and help you understand those little quirky, weird things that happen. Because, a lot of people don't share that shit. Like, you could do all the research in the world. You could listen to books and podcasts and audible whatevers on the most renowned psychics and astronomers and whatever. And that is amazing information to retain. It really is. But it's we all go through a very personal experience when it comes to spirit. Like, your journey is yours alone. So, like, the things that I share could be similar to some of the things that you go through, or it will make no sense at all because you're not dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like, we all, when we're going through the ascension process and honing our abilities, it literally is a personal experience. It is. Um, and the warning signs that you get for you are for you, and for you alone. They're not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a public reader, so if I get warnings that come up in a reading, of course I'm going to share it because I want anyone who it pertains to be aware. But I've also noticed that there are some people that take on messages that aren't for them. And some of the comments I get on different readings, not all, but some, it's sporadic, where it's like, I know it's not for them, and I will read the message and be like, I don't know why you're concerned about this, because it ain't for you, kind of thing. But it's not my place to decide, you know what I mean? I put the information out there, and it's for you to decide, basically. That's how readings work, and honestly, I feel like that's why general readings are problematic. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be 1,000% with y'all. Yes, it's like, I guess you could say, my quote unquote livelihood. That's how I make money. But I don't make much money, so it doesn't fucking matter in the grand scheme of things. And even if I made $1 million, I'd tell you the same thing. Um, the reason why I feel like public readings are problematic is because there's no focus there. And I didn't really think of this before. I mean, it's popped up, but it wasn't like, I don't know, maybe I didn't fully understand, or I was just kind of like, I don't really know what this is about. I'm not really sure what the hell was going on, but it's popped up in my mind a time or two. And that's how spirit talks to me, you know. It's like, oh, I heard this. It's in my mind. It's in my thought voice. But um where I was told that I wouldn't always be doing what I'm doing. And it's not that I won't always be doing readings or helping people, because I know damn well I'll be helping people for the rest of my life, because that's what I want to do and that's what I enjoy doing. And I love doing readings. And personal readings are extremely rewarding for me because I have that focus and I can just like pinpoint and deliver. And anyone who has gotten a personal reading from me can vouch for that. Like that, the things I say are legitimate because I have a lot of return clients. But regardless of that, you know, I do love doing public readings. I do. But what I hate about it, or what I dislike about it, is that it's left up to interpretation, and a lot of people get false hope or misinformation off from public readings. They do. Because you can just assume, you know, you can just be like, well, that makes sense. That sounds familiar. That's for me. Because it's general. Like, it's generalized information, so it can literally be put in so many different places. Which, I mean, a lot of my readings are quite specific. I mean, usually they're not like very generalized. Like, it's almost like from start to finish, it's generalized. But there's always little blips in there that I talk about that are for this person, that person, whatever. But I feel like it doesn't reach the correct audience. So the messages that are getting out don't always reach who they're supposed to reach. Um, and some people take on shit that they shouldn't, which is not my problem. It's not my fault. And that's no other reader's problem or fault either, because it's just part of the game, I guess you could say. Because life is just a game. It's like a big simulation if you think about it. But regardless, I don't know. I was questioning whether or not I should do public readings anymore because of that. because I don't want to give people the wrong information. I don't want to steer you guys in the wrong direction. I really don't. You know, my goal here, my end goal, is not money. It's not fame. It's not clout. It's not any of that. It's to help, which is why I share personal experiences, which is why I explain a lot of things, because I want you to be able to do things for yourself and understand what you're going through if you're dealing with, the ascension process, basically. Not everyone is, but a lot of you who pay attention to me, you're going through stuff like that and you're learning. And I didn't have a coach. I didn't have anyone to guide me, to help me, to even give me a semblance of understanding. I did it all on my own, which most people do. I think it's part of the process. I'm just saying. But I wanted to share my experiences so that if you were dealing with something similar, you could be like, okay, that's totally relatable. I'm not crazy. This is legit for me. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes it makes you feel fucking nuts. Like going through these spiritual experiences, it really does make you feel like a nut job. And it doesn't help when people back that feeling up, like you're going, oh my God, what the shit is going on here? And you're trying to figure it out and process it. And it's like, deep down you're not nuts, but you're like, this is fucking weird. And people are going, you're fucking cuckoo. And you're going, oh my God, I think I might be. It just doesn't help when the muggles of the world fuck shit up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it makes it harder. And a lot of people deal with that because they're usually, if you have these heightened abilities, the people around you don't. There could be a few that claim that they do, and this list is, you'll know, like you can feel it. You'll be like, okay. I think you might. I'll just let that fly through. You know what I mean? But most of the time, people they have no understanding whatsoever. And they think that your experiences, what you say, how you feel, is completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But it isn't. I mean, there are people who, do have mental disorders. So I guess it's a legitimate hypothesis ultimately, but usually those who are nuts don't question things. They don't speak with reason, and you can tell. Like a psychiatrist can totally tell. Like, for example, when the energies that I was feeling a few years ago, which was actually more than a few years ago now, it's just, in the past, during that time, the people around me, including the police, thought I was crazy because of what I was sensing and feeling. And rightfully so. I thought I was fucking nuts too at the time. I was like, what is wrong with me? It was just, it's crazy though, because I knew nothing was wrong with me, but at the same time, like, my rational mind was going, what? So I was kind of feeling exactly how other people were feeling around me, like, what the shit is going on with you? I'd never acted like that in my life, ever. And I probably looked like I was high as fuck, but I wasn't, because trust me, that would have made that experience a lot better, just saying. But I was sober, and it was hell. So anyways, I go to the fucking loony bin. No offense to anyone who's been there for legitimate reasons, whatever. That's just what people call it. And, it is what it is. So I was there, which was actually a very great experience for me. This is a little bit of a share. It's not a reading. I should have said that in the beginning. Whoopsies. Anyways, you're in it now. So anyways, it was a good experience because I got to see things from a very different perspective. Like, Okay, I was terrified. The second they said I was getting sent there, I was like, I don't belong there. And I knew I didn't. I knew I was fine, but I was like, I was terrified because I was thinking that's where the psychos go. Like, you know what I mean? I had this like Hollywood image in my head. Like, wee, wee, wee. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'm going to get stabbed with a fucking knitting needle and I don't know, I'm not going to come out the same. Like, I'm going to go in fine, even though people think I'm not fine, and come out twacked. That's what I was thinking. No, that's not the process at fucking all. I didn't even get admitted, so I wasn't even near anyone who could have been problematic, I guess you could say. I was in the emergency room setting, so, they basically pile people into a room and then go from there. They drug test you and the psychiatrist analyzes you whether you need to be admitted or not, blah blah. It takes fucking hours. And you sit on rubber benches, it's uncomfortable and it's cold. And yeah, there are some nut jobs there, just saying, because it is what it is. That's where people like that go. And so, anyways, not all of them were weird. One of them was. Well, there was a couple, but there was one that I interacted with that I was like, yeah, you're definitely off your meds. But she knew she was off her meds. Like, she was aware, but I don't think she was aware that she was acting weird, but she was aware that she needed her meds. I don't know. It was fucking weird. But anyways, I don't know how all that stuff unfolds. So anyways, I'm there. I'm just going to talk about it because for some reason I'm being drawn to the loony bin. So we're going to talk about it. And I'm sitting there with this fucking paper fucking pillow that they gave me in this like sheet. They called it a blanket. It was not a fucking blanket. I'm just saying, because I was cold. I was freezing my ass off. I had my sweatshirt on, and they cut the strings off of the one I was wearing, which I still have it, actually, because I like that sweatshirt, and who gives a shit about the strings? But anyways, you don't want to air it yourself. So they cut them off, and I'm sitting there freezing my butt off on this rubber fucking seat. And then finally the couch frees up, and I was like, oh, hallelujah. I'm going to sit my fucking ass on that. And I did. And I did not get up because I was like, I don't want anyone else to take this fucking seat because the other seats suck. So, I did my piss test, everything. Had no drugs in my system. Nothing. Not even alcohol. None. Nothing. Zip, zero, nada at the time, which is, the truth. So anyways, I cleared all that crap. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm still getting visions at this point and seeing things. And it wasn't even. It was like, okay, it was intensified when I was there. My visions were like faster and clearer when I was there, and more fucked up. But looking back, probably because I was picking up on some stuff that people there might have been thinking, paranoia and shit like that. But I wasn't acting like I was paranoid. I was just, I don't know, sensing it and seeing certain things. And I didn't even talk about it, but the experience was kind of fucked up. There was one person there who was transgendered and going through a lot and wanted to not be here anymore, basically, which was extremely sad because that person was so fucking young, so young. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it because I remember seeing that person, and I do believe it was a female transitioning to a male. But regardless of that, that person's struggle, I could feel the pain for one, but I saw the cuts on that person's arms, and that person didn't even want to be there. And I remember them telling me that that was their last resort because nobody understood, and sitting there, being in that facility was worse, made them feel worse than they did outside of that place. And that's heart-wrenching, like to think about that people, they really struggle with stuff sometimes. And um, that person was way too young to be dealing with that shit. I'm just saying, like, people fucking suck. Whoever made that person feel that way, because I know that it's like bullying and you're not normal and blah, all that shit. Like, fucking shame on them, because that's bullshit. I might not fully understand that process when it comes to, transgender and shit like that. Like, I don't have a complete understanding, but I do accept it. It's their lives. Whoever is that way feels that way. They feel that way for a fucking reason. And who the fuck am I to say otherwise? You know what I mean? It's not anyone pushing anything on anyone when it comes to that, like, legitimately. Yes, it can happen, like, if people are grooming someone to do that, but I'm talking when it happens organically. And regardless, that person just went through a lot, and that's fucking stupid. It shouldn't happen. It fucking shouldn't happen. Mind your own fucking business. That's what I want to say, because otherwise that person wouldn't even have been there, because that person wasn't nuts. There were some people in the drunk tank, and some of them were more crazier than anyone I've ever seen who was actually legitimately crazy. It was fucking, I don't know, it was a trip, just saying. Oh my gosh, I should do like a little story time on just my few hours there, because it was a wild ride. Definitely, it really was. But the most fucked up part of that is prior to me going, because I remember my Mimi, her voice, I heard her in my head when the cops were talking to me at the house, like telling me to go, or they blue paper me and shit and whatever. My Mimi told me to shut up and just go. And that's what I did. That's why I shut up and went, is because she told me to. And it benefited me because the psychiatrist there evaluated me and was like, yeah, you're fine. I don't know why you're here. And I was like, I know. But, whatever. So I got cleared. But it, like I said, it was an experience. So it is what it is. But I predicted all of that before it even fucking happened. Seriously, like publicly. I don't remember when it was, the date. I need to look back. But prior to that, I fucking said it publicly in general readings. Because sometimes general readings do pertain to me as well, because I'm part of the general public. So, like, if some things resonate with me, it doesn't mean the whole message does. And not every single one that I read about pertains to me, because actually a lot of them don't, but some do. And I need to know what that link is. Someone I've known for a very long time just sent me something, and it feels significant. But anyways, that was like perfect fucking timing. I'm just saying, I have no clue what that person sent me, and I'm not gonna say if it's a he or she or anything, because that's none of your business. But anyways, see, I can be confidential. No, I practice that all the time. If you get a personal from me, your shit ain't gonna be on blast. And if there's anything that I feel that I need to say publicly pertaining to your reading, no one's gonna know who the fuck it's for, because I will never release that information. But regardless, I don't normally share anything from a private reading, but no one would know who it was for if the similar or same messages came out. But all that happened for a reason. And I feel like it was for my benefit, to be honest, because, like I said, it proved that I'm not nuts, that I don't have to be medicated, which it's fucking insane. You know what's crazy? Is that We have to prove that we're fucking sane. Spiritualists, if you're spiritual, if you have gifts, if you're a psychic, if you feel things, if you're a medium, if you're an empath, if you have any of those abilities, you have to prove that you're not nuts. What? What the fuck is that about? I'm just saying, because we all have that ability. It's just people in this fucking world are so close-minded that they can't see beyond their own fucking assholes. Just saying. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But it's an experience all in itself, like I said. And it made me a stronger person, and it made me realize that I wasn't fucking nuts. And I don't give a flying fuck who believes me or who doesn't. If my messages do not resonate with you, see you later, bye-bye, birdie. You know what I mean? Like, go watch somebody else. Who gives a shit? If every single message I say, I post, I share resonates with you, reel it in and ask yourself why. Because every single message I share should not resonate with one person. You know, maybe a message here or there or whatever. Yes, I get that. Like, because I pick up on the people who watch me most, who are in my energy. So yeah, I might pick up on you a lot, but the entire reading will never be for just one person. I've said that so many times, and I just want to reiterate that. But a lot of people will go start to finish, be like, yep, I'm taking it all. And that's just going to hurt you. Which is why I'm considering not doing this anymore in this way. I'm not saying that I won't be here anymore, that I won't share things, that I won't do readings, but I don't know. I don't want what I do to be a problem for other people. I don't want what I do to keep people stuck. I don't want them to stay in that rut, in that karmic cycle, in that pattern, like stuck on a person or in whatever fucking cycle they're in because they think something's all about them. I want it to help. I want to help. I don't want to hurt. So if I take a step back or if I make some changes, that's why. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the point isn't, you can't, I understand that you can't please everyone, but I'm not trying to please anyone. So that doesn't apply here. It's like, I really don't know how to say it. I really don't. Because it's not about making people happy or not. I just want the correct information to get to whoever the fuck it needs to get to. And I know that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it reaches the right people, and there are just some in between that just don't understand. And that's not my place to decipher or control. But for some reason, I feel like it's a problem. And I don't want it to be. So, I don't know. I guess that's why I'm even on here talking about any of this in the first place. Because what I do is legitimate. It's real. I'm not here to prove it. I don't care if you believe me, if you don't. If you don't believe me, I don't know why you're watching me. If you're just a hater, hey, what's going on? To you too. Best of luck in life, because get your priorities straight. But if you're here for the right reasons, I feel like you'll get the correct information. But it is hard to understand sometimes. Like, is that really for me? It feels like it could be, because I went through that in the past. But that was the past. Like, things are different now. I've overcame this situation, this person. Then that isn't for you. If you okay, like say I'm talking about a sadistic whoever, you know, a piece of shit ex. You know, there was a lot of trauma problems, whatever, with whoever the hell comes up. And you're going, yeah, I dealt with that. but I overcame it. I'm good. I've healed. I let go. I've moved on to so and so. Then that message is not for you. That message is for someone who's dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could be like, yeah, I can totally relate. I've been there, but I surpassed that. I'm good now. So, not for me. Good reading, not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just don't take on shit that doesn't belong. Just don't. Because why add more shit to your plate? I don't know. I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go. But, um, yeah, that was really fucked up. I've never had the pendulum burn me. And it wasn't even the pendulum, it was the energy tied to it about a specific person, and it hurt. It fucking legit hurt. I'm like, all right, well, I'm done asking questions about this. That was just weird. That's never happened to me before. Um, Energies are real, and scary shit does happen. I mean, it didn't scare me, but it hurt. Like it physically hurt me. And I've had energies do that before. I mean, if you guys have watched me for a while, when I pick up on illnesses, how people have passed, even bad intentions, I've gotten chest pains, I've got shoulder pains, I get headaches, I get, I mean, I've had my knee hurt, I've had my foot hurt, I've had my finger pricked. It, I'm just saying, like, I feel certain things for a reason. And I know it hasn't gone. I just heard, and it hasn't gone unnoticed, is what I heard. No shit. People probably think I'm nuts. Well, go look through my medical history, and you'll know that I'm not. But there are probably a lot of people out there who are completely sane, but people think they're crazy because of what they know. And you know what it's making me think of? Right, I just want to say this right quick. I was gonna say right this quick, right this second, basically, is my friend Joe, who passed away. A lot of people looked at him that way. And he was a strong empath. That he knew things. He did. He's dead now, so he knows a hell of a lot more than he did in life, just saying, but he was made to look crazy, and not because of his intuition. It wasn't about that. It was about, what certain people had said about him. And he kind of didn't help the situation because, he was a little paranoid at times, but it was actually justified. The way that he felt was justified, and I know that firsthand. Like, I fucking know. I was there, and I know who he was around, who he was dealing with, and what was happening, and he wasn't wrong. And that's fucking sad that nobody believed him. When something was legitimate, it was legitimate. It was happening to him. Um, Someone's listening into me. They're watching me. I know exactly who was doing that. And yeah, it was happening. He wasn't wrong for feeling that way. It just wasn't who or what he thought it was. It was someone he trusted. That was doing that to him. And I literally know. I have pictures and proof in my fucking email that were sent to me of this person keeping tabs on his ass. Just saying. I don't want to go into detail, but, I have before. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. He's passed. He's since passed. But it's like things like that make me trust myself 1,000% more than I would have before, because I knew what was going on and nobody believed him. I mean, I believed him because I fucking knew. But he was made out to be schizophrenic and crazy and paranoid and this and that and all this shit. But all his concerns were justified. They really were. They were justified. by a fucking pen. A camera pen. He was being watched. And honestly, during that crazy time, that energy when I got sent to the loony bin, I was actually picking up on his energy quite a lot. And I didn't realize it at the time because I was new to mediumship. And some of the paranoid fucking feelings and thoughts that I was having, they came from him. Which is why I was drawn to the Looney Tunes little book that he had since he was a teenager that he drew in. And there were certain things that I have of his that he was reminding me of that I just wasn't connecting the dots at the time. I still have all that stuff too. Should I say that? I'm not gonna go into details, but it just goes to show that people should really pay attention to what other people say and not pass judgment too soon. You know what I mean? Because you could be wrong or you could be right. Use your discernment, but don't go off from what other people tell you. You know? Listen to yourself, which is why I always say that. But I love you guys, and I'm going to go now because I'm just going to keep rambling on. Trust me, I got stories out the wazoo. But it's not like a story time thing. It's just understand that if you know where I'm coming from, if this is making fucking sense to you, you're not crazy. You know? Take time for yourself and ignore what anyone else says. You know what I mean? As long as you're safe, as long as you're not harming anyone else, as long as you're like aware of reality and your surroundings, you're fine. You know, if reality starts breaking apart and shifting for you, you know, seeking a little guidance, a little professional help is not a bad thing if you start breaking away from reality. But if you are totally aware of everything around you and you're just getting these feelings and sensations and visions like a daydream and stuff, and you know what's real and what isn't, you know what I mean? I really wouldn't be concerned that you're nuts kind of thing. But yeah, if you start breaking away from reality, professional help, you know, it can't hurt to look into. But that's not what this is about. But there are people that deal with that, which is why I'm saying it, because I don't want to condone someone's delusions, because how I sense and feel things, it's not a delusion. Like, it's everything around me is the same. Like, I see everything normal. I know the people around. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, reality is here. But it's like a thought. That's how my visions come in. It's a daydream. It's a thought. It's not out here. Like, I don't see it like this. It's in here. And it doesn't consume me. It just pops in and out. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I know that what pops in and out is their psychic messages or information for other people, because I get confirmations on it all the time. Because at first I was going, literally, when this first started happening, I was like, baby, I am nuts. What the fuck? And then all of a sudden, the stuff that I would see and feel and hear and whatever unfolded right in front of my face. And I'm like, all right. Yep. No, I'm not nuts. Like, I got the confirmation I needed, which is why Spirit did that for me, which is why I also share those confirmations with y'all. Even if some people don't like it, those people don't understand, and that's totally fine. I do it because I want you to know that you're not nuts. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the only one on this fucking planet who is psychic. You know what I mean? Like, the abilities I have, yeah, the fact that I have so many and it's so intense is not exactly common, but the abilities I do have are, You know what I mean? Like, there are so many people who experience this stuff that they just have nowhere to turn. They don't understand what the fuck's going on. And that's why I try to explain stuff. So I guess that's it. Period. End of discussion. Love you guys. Peace.